Alright guys, so today in class what we did was a little bit of a review for the test. Tomorrow is going to be even more of a review, but I wanted you to be familiar with the layout of the test, how it's going to look, okay? So there's going to be questions that look almost exactly like this, alright? I wanted you to be familiar with when we ask for a system of equations, we're looking for something like this, okay? So when it says write the following matrix equations as a system of linear equations and solve the system, we're looking to make these into equations. So look, here's all my x's, here's all my y's, here's all my z's. Alright, because this is going to come up and multiply like that. Okay, so x's, y's, z's, just like that. Here's what they equal. So on the first equation, I'm going to have 1x minus 4y, 1x minus 4y plus 3z equals negative 27. So x minus 4y plus 3z equals negative 27. Next one, I'm going to have 2x plus 2y minus 3z equals 22. Next, I'm going to have 0x plus 0y plus 1z equals negative 16. So I wrote out those zeros because that's what I've been showing you guys. You don't want to miss that when you put it into your matrices, okay? The solution to the system, I don't know. I guess I'll do it on my calculator. Here we go. Let's look at what we get. So we go to second matrix. We go to edit. Edit, it's going to be a, I want to show you guys, there we go. It's going to be a 3 by 4. So we're going to have 1, negative 4, 3, negative 27, 2, 2, negative 3, 22, 0, 0, 1, negative 16. Second quit, second matrix, math, RREF, oops, so we should have negative 6.2, negative 6.8, and negative 16. So our solution is, you can either write it like this, like an ordered triple, negative 6.2, negative 6.8, negative 16, like that, or you can write it, and this is the way I would recommend you writing it, x equals negative 6.2, y equals negative 6.8, z equals negative 16. The reason I'd recommend this right here the reason I'd recommend that and not this is because this, if you put 16 over here, negative 16, it's wrong. That's your x, that's your y, that's your z. Okay, so don't, if you do it like this, do not mix up the order in which you put them. Okay, let's do the next one. A little bit more tricky. Now I told you guys in class, we're going to take a system of equations and we're going to write them as a matrix. We need to make sure all of our letters are lined up first, okay? So we have P's, we have Q's, and we have R's. Alright, so let's go ahead and put them in that order. P, Q, R. So P's on the left, Q's in the middle, R's on the right. So if we put them in that order, P plus, we don't have any Q's on the first equation, so 0Q plus 4R equals negative 7. We're going to have P minus 3Q plus 0R equals negative 8. Then we're going to have 0 P's plus 1Q plus 1R equals 1. Okay, so now we have our equations. We can write those as matrices. Looks like we have 1, 0, 4, negative 7, 1, 0, 4, negative 7, negative 8, 0, negative 3, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. We plug that into our matrix. Let's go ahead and try it again. Second matrix, edit, it's a 3 by 4, that looks good. So we got 1, 0, 4, negative 7, 1, negative 3, 0, negative 8, 0, 1, 1, 1. Second quit, second matrix, math, row reduced echelon form, second matrix, there we go. So we should have 1, 3, negative 2. So that corresponds to the order right here. 1 was on top, 3, negative 2. So P equals 1, Q equals 3, R equals negative 2. Just like that. And that will be our answer. Alright, here's another one. We have, write the following system of linear equations as a matrix equation. Okay, again, we need to get our letters lined up on the left side of the equal sign, our equal sign, and then numbers on the right side. So let's go ahead and put m to the furthest left and n right next to it. So we have 3m equals negative 4n, so 3m equals negative 4n. I want to get that n on the other side of the equal sign, so I'm going to add 4n to both sides. Or I'm going to move it to the other side and flip the sign. For some reason, that's easier for some people to understand. So if I add it to the other side, I got 4n. Then on my left side, or on my right side, I'm going to be left with that canceling, which is going to be 0. So my top equation is going to be 3. It's going to be 4. It's going to be 0. Now my other one, negative 2m minus 3n plus 3 equals 0. Again, I want my letters on my left side, my equal sign, and then my numbers on my right. I want to make sure all my letters are lined up. So we have m, then we have n, that's good. Just like we have m, then n here. But then we have our equal sign and then our number. Right here we have a number, then an equal sign. So let's get that number on the other side. Subtract 3 from both sides. So I have negative 2m minus 3n equals negative 3. Like that. Okay? Now that looks like this, and it's ready to be plugged into this equation, or this matrix C also. Negative 2, negative 3, negative 3. Now I'm not going to go ahead and plug it into the calculator this time. That's just wasting time. Alright, if you need help doing that, go ahead and look at the previous two problems again. But from here, I think most of you would feel comfortable plugging into the calculator and finding out the answers, or what m equals and what n equals. Go ahead and write that down here. Equals, n equals. And figure those out. Alright, let's see. So on this one, we've got, oops, sorry. We have a smudged work problem. Okay, so ultimately what I'm looking here is you're going to have to define your variables. So I'm not going to waste too much time on this, but here's our variables. 2 candy bars, a drink, 2 bags of popcorn. The reason I know those are my variables is what we're looking for is in the question, if all the purchases include tax, what is the purchase price of each item? Purchase price of each item. That's what we're looking for. That's going to be our variables. The purchase price of each item. So candy bars, C is the variable C, so it says define the variables for the situation above. So we need to define them first. C is candy bars. D is drink, or drinks. And then P is, of course, popcorn. We're going to write out these equations. I'm just going to write one equation, okay? But if we're going to write them out, it says 2 candy bars. This first guy had 2 candy bars, 1 drink, 2 popcorns, and he spent $5.35 on it. See, the next one is going to be 1 candy bar, 1 C, 2 D, 1 P, and that's going to be $4.16. I don't want to keep writing this stuff out because I don't want to spend too much time on any one problem. Alright, let's look at this one. At Ozzy's birthday breakfast, he charged adults $3 to eat pancakes and children $2 to eat. He had 35 people, and he made $80. How many children? So the thing that's in question right now is the people. How many how many adults, how many children went and attended this party? Okay, so we don't know how many adults attended the party. Let's just call that A. We have no idea. We don't know how many children attended the party. Let's call that C. We have no idea. But we do know that the adults plus the children equals 35 people. So A plus C equals 35. Now, if you charged every adult, however many there were, $3 for an adult, so we need to multiply 3 times A. If we charged for every child $2, we need to multiply every child by 2 times C. Now, when we do that, we're going to figure out how much money we're actually making, and it should come out to equal $80. When we plug those into our matrices and solve it, we're looking for how many children. All right, we should get something that looks like this: 1, 0, 0, 1, and then we should have the number of adults on the top, which I believe is 10, the number of children on the bottom, which I believe is 25. See, so our C, or the number of children, equals 25. I don't believe I need to go over this too much, but real quick, here's our deck. All right, the distance around, or the perimeter, is 160 feet. We have 2 lengths, we have 2 widths. All right, so 2L plus 2W equals 160. And then so on and so forth. You can see right here it says the deck's length L is 8 times the width, so 8W decreased by 10, so 8W minus 10. So it's going to be B. 8WL equals 8W minus 10. Then we have the 2W equals 160. I think I went over this exact problem on a different worksheet, so I'm not going to spend time doing it now. Oh, here's a big one. Andy has a total of 24 quarters and dimes in his piggy bank. So altogether he has 24 quarters and dimes. So however many quarters he has plus however many dimes he has, we don't know how many quarters he has. We don't know how many dimes he has, but we do know that quarters plus dimes equals 24. The total value of coins is $5.40. So when we're talking value now, we need to attach values to how much a quarter is worth. A quarter is worth 25 cents, or 0.25. So for every quarter we have, we're going to multiply it by 25 cents. Now the value of a dime is 10 cents. So for every dime we have, we're going to multiply it by 10. And that's going to equal $5.40. $5.40, so the total value we have. So when all that's solved, I believe the number of dimes we have is 4, which makes sense to me because that means we have 20 quarters. So 20 quarters, 20 times, or divided by 4 is how many dollars we'd have. So $5, then plus our 4 dimes, 40 cents, $5.40. But the way you actually solve this, plug that into a matrix. Should be 1, 1, 24, 0.25, 0.10, 5.40. And that should give you your answer. Alright, I think that's a good enough review for the test. So hopefully this will help you. We'll review a little bit more tomorrow, and then Wednesday we've got our test. So thank you for watching, and if you still have questions, come into my tutoring. Again, tutoring Tuesday, Thursday, after school, Wednesday, Friday, before school. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in class.